We're gonna get crown alternative. I've seen into the future. I've looked into the looking glass, and through the looking glass was a new notable on the top left side of the tree that said that Thorn's damage can retaliate against all hits. It is true. It has been seen. It will happen. I believe. I must have faith. I must cope. 5 seconds, chat. 3, 2, 1. It's time!
I'm Jonathan Rogers, Game Director on Path
of Exile 2.
And welcome to GGG Live.
I'm full screening, chat. I'm full screening. Damn, naked man.
Well.
Do I think we're gonna get Druid this time? Nah, no way. I don't think that's possible. And this is the Wyvern. Fuck me, the animations are sick. If we don't get Thorn's Bear, I'm gonna throw hands.
But how do you turn into an animal, you may ask? Well, the answer is a new weapon type that Druids use, Animal Talismans. When you equip an Animal Talisman, you can choose which animal form you would like the talisman to represent.
Oh?
Depending on what you choose, you'll be given that animal's basic attack as a new skill to equip.
Interesting.
For a bear, that's Maul.
I didn't think you'd get to choose. I thought it would be base type
skill.
dependent.
Your character will instantly transform into a bear and attack. If you want to change back to a human, just cast a spell. You will instantly swap back and cast it. The volcano we used earlier will emit more molten balls whenever you hit it with a slam, making it perfect for use with your bear form's Furious Slam.
They're still trying to force combo gameplay. I don't think that's gonna work.
Many of your abilities... For the wolf form, we wanted to go fast and furious. Even just the wolf's basic attack will leap forward and rake his foes.
I mean, this seems like high-speed strikes. This might be better than Spear for us.
Fours, allowing to move more quickly between packs of enemies. Cross Slash also has another feature though. Remember those ice fragments from before? Well, Cross Slash will propel any ice shards on the ground towards its central target. First, freeze your enemies with Lunar Assault. Then rake them to create as many ice fragments as you can. Then follow up with cross.
This is way too combo-y.
To obliterate your enemy.
No one's gonna play this like this. Not a single person is gonna play this the way that GGG thinks they are.
And you know what else likes water? Plants. Water your plants to give them various extra abilities. Use Lightning Storm with Entangle to make them last longer, and attach more vines to each enemy, slowing them further. Summon Thrashing Vines to slam at your enemies for a time. Any that are created in water will be larger.
Okay, the thrashing vines are like the first thing I've seen streamed, and I'm like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, that looks cool as shit.
With our plants, this last Wyvern ability is just ridiculous, but we felt like we had to do it. Use Flame Breath to take to the skies and rain down a stream of fire on your enemies. You have wings, so we have to take full advantage of them after all. So fly around and burn in it.
Okay, that is amazing. But it's probably requires like 1,000,000 glory or something stupid like that, but it looks amazing.
Grounding Shocks causes monsters you shock to turn into living Tesla coils, arcing lightning to nearby enemies. You could use it with your empowered wings for an extra damage.
Yes, because Shock wasn't OP enough already.
With Lightning Spear. It obviously needed more AoE clear.
Okay, funny, that's funny, that's funny, credit where it's due, that's funny.
Now with a new class comes new Ascendancy classes.
Okay, this is the part that I'm excited for, actually.
Later. The first class
Only
is
2 Ascendancies?
The Shaman channels nature's elemental fury and can harness rage as a spellcaster, unifying his animalistic and magical tendencies. By allocating Druidic Champion, you gain spell damage the angrier you are. And with
that's going to be great for strength stacking.
Continuously and can spend it to empower.
Oh, that's going to be so good for strength stacking.
The other Druid Ascendancy is the Oracle.
That's a sick artwork.
The power of foresight and utilizes this in combat to gain massive advantage. And one of my favorites, when you first become an Oracle, you'll notice over 130 new extra passives appear in the Druid section of the tree. By allocating the Unseen Path, you use your power of foresight to learn from
this is confusing, but could be really
skills
cool.
That would otherwise be unavailable to you. For example, self-sacrificing allows you to be able to summon more minions by reducing the spirit costs, with the trade-off of making your reservation skills cost more spirit. or Corruption Endures, which allows oracles to have a small chance to avoid death.
Okay, that's
Both the Druid
fucked.
Ascendancies
That's
offer interesting,
amazing.
unique ways to gain modifiers that no other classes can get.
Okay, the Druid
So expecting a
Ascendancies look
huge variety of
very
build
cool.
possibilities from me.
Fuck yes.
Uncover its
This looks sick.
You will be rewarded for your sacrifice. And somewhere,
Okay, that is creepy, but I love it.
my queen awaits. I beg of you, hear me. The beast cannot give you what you desire.
You may have studied it, Doriani, but you do not know it like I do.
Debbie's
It adores me.
booty. Sheesh.
Come,
Wouldn't be a new Period 2 league without titties, right, chat? And now we get asked to.
You deep
By
underground
Monsters
to a
in
lost
Circle
temple.
League? Oh my god, they've never
Once
done
the
that
home of
before.
Atziri. Atziri's personal chambers are on the far side.
So Incursion's a
But how
deck
could anyone
builder
get
now?
there?
Seemingly?
There are disconnected rooms, and the layout doesn't seem to make sense. Each time you run the temple, you will be given 6 rooms that you can place, allowing you to craft your own dungeon to explore.
Okay, it is deck
Place
builder
paths
dungeon.
to link up the
I
dungeon,
fucking
and
love
place
that,
rooms beside
actually.
them full of precious loot.
That's sick.
After you are a console of some kind, and on activating it, you can see a map of the temple. Atziri's personal chambers are on the far side.
So Incursion's a
How
deck
could anyone
builder
get
now?
there?
Seemingly?
There are disconnected rooms, and the layout doesn't seem to make sense. And that's when you realize the purpose of the ancient devices scattered through Rayclast. The temple is powered by sacrifice, and this energy can be used to modify the very structure of the temple itself. Each time you run the temple, you will be given 6 rooms that you can place, allowing you to craft your own dungeon to explore.
Okay, it is deck
Place
builder
paths
dungeon.
to link up the dungeon.
I fucking
and
love
place
that,
rooms beside
actually.
them full of precious loot.
That's sick.
After you are happy with your choices, open the temple and discover the results of your efforts. Each room contains different challenges along with its rewards. On entering a room, the doors will slam shut behind
It's
you,
titty,
and you will
Kat.
need to
It's
face
just
the encounter
titty.
within. The temple entrance contains a prototype of the time portal device. It will be able to take you back in time, but only to one specific point. Right before Atziri triggered the cataclysm that destroyed the Vaal. He requests that you go back and attempt to stop Atziri to prevent the Vaal from ever being destroyed.
Sick animations, but I hope we're not gonna have to wait this long every time we decide to do the boss fight.
A whole new set of rooms are available to you, and they have some pretty insane rewards. At level 1, the corruption chamber can be used to corrupt a single item,
Okay, so we're getting double corrupt.
but placing it next to a thaumaturge to run the place, and a sacrificial chamber to provide soul energy, you'll be able to level it up. And it's worth it.
Yeah, it's
Because
literally the
once you get
locus of
room to
corruption.
level
It's gonna
3,
be double
there are
corrupt.
some very nice rewards to be had. In a level 3 corruption chamber, you will find this mysterious device. It has a slot to place an item, and it only accepts items that are already corrupted. What will happen to them?
Double corrupt. It's obviously a double corrupt.
Normally, once an item is corrupted, you can't modify it any further. But this device allows you to corrupt your item a second time, adding another enchantment.
Sequential double corrupt, I
This has
suppose.
the capability to craft some very powerful items indeed. But be warned, the Vaal are all about taking risks in the pursuit of power. There is a 50% chance that the item will be destroyed.
Yay, poofing! They're giving us poof! The most exciting streamer content. Also, yeah, I saw the thorn damage mentioned there.
Each
Hopefully
room
that
has
means
its
they're
own
thinking
interesting
about us.
mechanics, and in many cases, new crafting opportunities.
Double corrupted gems as well.
For
So
example,
it is
A
mechanically
level 3
incursion.
alchemy lab has a
This
nasty
is
Vaal construct
incursion
to fight.
2.0.
But if you can defeat it, one of the mods of this unique will be removed and replaced with another random mod.
Foulborn? Wait,
For
they're adding
example,
Foulborn?
This soul mantle
Okay.
gives you an additional totem, but lowers your totem's life and curses you when they die. By using the machine, this could result in a terrible item if you remove the good mod, but also some
Yeah, this is
amazing items if
literally-
you replace the downside.
Literally just foul warning.
Now, one extra thing
Did
to
not
mention
expect
about
that
these
so
file crafting
soon.
machines. If you don't have the item you want to craft with you at the time, then clicking this button will allow you to create a currency item instead, allowing you to do the craft later or trade
Okay.
it if you want.
Okay.
Now, there are all sorts of interesting rooms you can find at the
Okay.
temple.
Oh, that's
But the last
actually
one I
kind of
want to show you
boring and
today
sad, I
is the
think,
flesh
actually.
surgeon.
Like, you don't actually have to run the temple, you
A
just
vile
buy it.
flesh
Like,
surgeon can be
okay,
leveled up
buddy.
by placing him
I think
next
that
to a
kind of
high-level
sucks,
silk flesh
personally.
lab. Why not do some crafting on
No
yourself?
selling cursed temple layouts? Yeah,
After
that's so
laying down,
sad.
you'll be asked which limb you'd like to replace. Left arm, perhaps your right leg.
Okay, so it's Metamorph League as
Limb
well.
can get a different set of random
They're
bonuses.
adding so much
choose
in one
wisely.
go. That's kind of
After getting
insane.
up from the table, try out your new limb. It seems to work fine, and even perform better than your normal one. Now, there is just one thing with replacing body parts. If you die and are resurrected, your body will return to its natural state. You might need to return to the Val Surgeons if you want another robot arm, and maybe get a better one next time.
Stop forcing a hardcore experience on
Some
softcore
rooms, like the
players.
Commander,
That
can
actually,
give you a
I
new
am
type
so
of reward.
angry. I am
Medallions
actually
that can be
so
used to
angry.
manipulate the temple in other
Stop
ways.
forcing me to play hardcore.
Using a
Fuck.
Creeper, there are rooms with specific uniques, special runes.
Jesus Christ, they're also adding heist with
And
this?
currency.
Fuck me.
Right as Atzeri communes with the beast's power and takes her true corrupted form.
Jesus Christ, they really are all in
We're
on the
not gonna
titty.
show you the whole fight.
This is true, has
Now,
many
for those of
titty,
you who
true.
haven't seen what happens
Flipping
before,
over on maps,
make
that's
the
cool.
Waystone modifiers also apply to abyssal depths.
That should just be
You
by
could
default.
specialize
That
in
should
the
just
interaction with other
be
leagues,
by default.
or
Actually.
One of the important elements that we have heard loud and clear is that needing to do abyss crafting on Waystones is quite annoying. So, we have removed that. In fact, we have removed instilling from Waystones as well.
I like
This
this.
mechanic felt mandatory on maps because it boosted the value
Okay,
of
this
all
is
other
good.
content.
This is good.
But it was both annoying to do and resulted in a lot of visual clutter. Once you defeat the Arbiter of Ash, you will be able to upgrade tablets to a rare with 4 mods using regular currency.
Okay, 4 mod
Even
tablets.
this
Nice,
isn't enough
nice.
to fully bring back the power you could have gotten. Now, with regard to Delirium Fog, even though you shouldn't have to have it on every map anymore, we still did want to make it less visually annoying. Delirium Fog has been
Amazing.
toned down significantly, so you won't feel like you're just playing in a sea of grey.
Oh my fucking god.
Another big source of
Holy
problems
shit,
in the
they
endgame
listened, chat.
is the feeling
They
of getting
fucking
overwhelmed with
listened.
monsters. Now, another problem that becomes a much bigger issue in the endgame is game performance. Done a
Yes.
lot of work here. The primary issue is CPU load. To
Uh-huh.
address that, a lot of things have been optimized, and we have done a lot of work to take advantage of more of your CPU cores.
This is good. This is very
should
good.
see
No
frame
more
rates
mic
of at
crackle,
least
chat.
25%
Let's
higher.
fucking go.
And to top it all off, there are also over 250 new passive skills added.
Mostly
to the
top left, as expected.
These changes, so please.
I need patch
get your
notes to
questions
decide how much I care about this league. I do think Druid will be really good with Caltrops. That's an opinion I have. I'm gonna mute this for now. I think Druid's gonna be really, really good with Caltrops based on what they've revealed about the ascendancies. I don't know that Druid's necessarily gonna be best in slot for Caltrops. It really depends what's on that side of the tree. I like the way they're doing double corrupt. I mean, it's a very sadistic part of me that doesn't like that they've changed it, because I did like selling my shitty temples. It was very fun to sell my shitty temples. But I'll still be able to do that in Piri 1. I do like that you're re-corrupting an already corrupted item instead of 0 to 100ing. I like going A, B, C instead of AC. That I like. I don't know that I love the itemization though. I don't think it will, but I really hope that Crown of the Pale King is going to count as a Val unique. We don't really have a clear, this is a Val unique and this isn't kind of thing going. But if Crown of the Pale King is a Val unique, then that'll be amazing. So what I'm hearing is Rarity's just not going to be fixed this league. Preserve vertebrae, that's so So desecration crafting is still gonna be a thing. That's noteworthy to me, is that desecration crafting is still gonna be a thing. Especially for caltrops, because it means we can armor break on Titan. Tailwind now grants 1% increased movement speed and 2% increased skill speed, previously 3%, 10% increased evasion rating, previously 15%, and prevent 1% of damage per deflected hits from it per stack. That's huge. Okay, I don't feel like I need to go Deadeye as caltrops. Amazing. Tailwind nerf, that's the Deadeye nerf we need. Done. Cool, fine, perfect. Thanks GGG. Genuinely, thanks GGG. Now also grants cannot be heavy stunned while sprinting. What? 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 Okay, that's quite strong. That's really, really good. Probably. Especially if they bring in the change to waypoints that they said they were going to, where if you see every waypoint, you uncover what's on the map. Like, Pathfinder's gonna be the ascendancy you want to go to, just reveal the whole map immediately if that's how you want to play. The important thing is, the Warbringer changes just do nothing to Thorns. For anyone who's like, oh, is the Warbringer changes good for Thorns? No. Imploding Impact still is going to suck ass. We're still going to want Turtle Charmer and these Chaining Anvil's Weight and Jade Heritage. We're not going to touch Imploding Impacts. That's not enough to make it worth it for Thorns, because we instantly consume the armor break anyway. Crushing Impacts now also grants 25% more damage against heavy stuns. Okay, not that big of it. Actually, that's... Okay, then we can become serious lineage. Okay, Caltrops has been buffed, everyone. Perfect. Wonderful. Cool. So Smith of Katava is going to be equivalent to an Upsal T4 armor, basically. And that's pretty good. That's pretty good, I think. That's pretty good. Okay, so Smith buffed noteworthily. That's very nice. And there's more. Padded plates, lead lining, heavy bracing. Okay, so the resistance ones? No. Padded plates, lead lining, and heavy bracing have been removed. Okay, very interesting. So you can only get fire resistance from this now. That's gonna tie in really strongly with Coal Stoker. Very interesting. I like that, actually. Added spiked plates in place of lead lining, which causes your body armor to grant 100% increased Thorns damage. That's gonna need some testing. 100% increased Thorns damage is honestly not that much. It's a Thorn Skin 2.5. However, with being able to get armor from body armor on Smith of Katava, considering that we were mostly running Brass Dome last league and Revenge is good now, I think Smith Thorns Smith has potential. That might be my league start. That actually might be my league start. Smith Thorns. Amazing. I fucking love Smith. Being able to go Thorns on Smith sounds amazing. Let's see what else we've got, though. Smith of Katava is a league start ascendancy. It's not an end league ascendancy. If you want to play a warrior, you start Smith of Katava or Warbringer, and you later go Titan. Because Hulking Form is just too insanely good for a level 90 plus character, and the same goes for Mysterious Lineage. So if we can't get a way to break armor on Smith of Katava, it's not going to be Thorns viable. That's what matters. So I'm going to keep an eye out for ways to break armor on Smith of Katava. If we don't get them, it's not league start viable. That's the end of story. Enemies of maximum concentration equal to 30% of the maximum life, previously 40%. This is a buff. I like the fact that they had to specify, because I still don't understand. I'm gonna have to let's wiki at period 2 concentration. I still have to check up on it. That's fucking hilarious, but I still have to check up on it. Enemies have less cooldown recovery rate the lower their concentration, scaling down to 50% less. I still don't understand how it's a buff, but sure. This makes no sense to me. Whatever. I don't care. I've never touched Witch Hunter, and I'm probably not going to. So I'm sure Kotorak will understand what that means and have an explanation. I don't care. Jesus Christ, they doubled the damage. It's still gonna be bad, because the problem isn't that it wasn't doing damage. The problem is that it wasn't getting hit. Now it's 3 cooldown charges, previously 1. That's not gonna make it good. That's Chunk's not. It's not Chunk League, chat. It's not Chunk League yet. This is not enough. This is just not enough. Never fucking mind me. That's gonna change nothing for us. Anyone who thinks that this is a buff to mana stacking thorns, it isn't. Barbs and Corvus don't use support gems, so we continue to cry and be sad. It'll only be up to 40% extra physical damage. That's okay. Yep. Life stacking nerfed in a way that doesn't catch a million builds on the crossfire. You'd love to fucking see it. Good job, GGG. No longer causes supported skills to gain 4 additional projectiles, or supported skills now deal 40% less damage. Okay, so what the fuck? It's just projectiles in a circle. Added Nova projectiles to causing supported skills to gain 6 additional projectiles and deal 50% less damage, and applying a cooldown time of 8 seconds to supported skills. Okay, so we use multi-proj in Caltrops now. We don't use Nova projectiles in Caltrops anymore, we use multi-proj. It's not really much of a nerf. It's like maybe like a 5% nerf, it's whatever. Okay, I said earlier that what Rora needs is for its move speed buff to be removed. And its move speed buff has been removed. So I'm actually kind of happy with Roam Hound now, just being a solution to movement speed while attacking. Now just make us able to move while using melee skills, please, GGG. Is more damage to shield charge at gem levels 3 to 20. Shield charge as the league start strategy for warrior is going to be a lot stronger. It's probably my league start is shield charge warrior up until I can do thorns, and then thorns smith is probably my plan. So yeah, shield charge buff I'm not complaining about. It already did so much damage at low levels, and now that's just been buffed, so thanks. That's great. Wind Dancer now deals... Holy shit, Wind Dancer giga nerfed. That is a nerf to Caltrops. But, I mean, Caltrops, it's just a nerf to clear. I'm just gonna switch to Herald of Ash, which will help the same, so it's not really a big deal. This getting a numbers buff to, where was it, Defiance of Destiny, 20 to 30 from 10 to 30. I think Defiance of Destiny is going to be a really good unique for Thorns like this. Although Thorns has such good life recovery, but I think it's just going to be good for Thorns. Like, Defiance of Destiny is a good item in any build that wants to get hit, and Thorns is the ultimate build that wants to get hit, so consider putting Defiance of Destiny in your next Thorns build. Honestly. Brass Dome? Holy shit. Wait, they buffed Brass Dome? Has anyone told Koturak that they buffed Brass Dome? To have even more fucking armor? Oh my god, what? It does make me feel less confident about Smith Thorns, because yeah, that's just best in slot for Thorns, actually. So you play Smith until you can afford a Brass Dome, and then you just switch Warbringer or Titan. That's fucked. That's so much increased armor, but I feel like that's going to come with a rarity change. I think Brass Dome is going to be much more expensive now, but armor stacking is going to be so much stronger because of this. And Thorns is one of the best forms of armor stacking, so keep an eye on this one. I should mention, for the sake of the video that I'm going to make tomorrow, the spear changes are pretty much an across-the-board buff to Thorns, because all the bases that we actually use for Thorns have more APS, and all the bases that we don't actually use have less APS. So it's going to be more important to choose our bases correctly for spears, because APS is very important to us. But we're probably still going to want to just ideally use the Sea Glass Spear, which has been our ideal spear for the entirety of the last league. So keep using my crafting guide for Sea Glass Spears. I will go through the crafting guide at some point to figure out if stuff has changed. If enough has changed, I'll remake it. If not enough has changed, I will just direct people to it. Perfect Essence of Battle now grants +5 to level of all attack skills, down from +6. Can make your items worse for the Divine Orb. This is going to be like a 40k damage per Caltrop nerf on an endgame, like a 200k damage per Caltrop setup. So that's like a 20% damage nerf for Caltrops. I still think Caltrops is going to have enough damage, but this might make it a somewhat less viable league start. But we'll see. This is only something you really care about once you get into endgame. But I do think this is going to be a significant Caltrop. Delirium no longer has the reward bar indicator. Instead, Delirium monsters have a chance to drop liquid emotions. I think that's very cool. Delirium bosses have a guaranteed liquid emotion drop and an increased chance to drop higher tier liquid emotions. I think that's very cool. Boss waves in the simulacrum also going to drop a guaranteed liquid emotion with a chance of being a higher tier liquid emotion. I think that's very cool. I love to see Delirium buffed because Delirium is one of my favorite mechanics, Fog aside, and Fog has been buffed. So fuck yeah, Delirium buffed. Amazing. There's a bunch of reworks to the passive tree here. I'm not cross-referencing that. We can look when we get to endgame next league. But Delirium buffed. Love to see it. I am actually excited about this. Yes, this is a nerf to Thorns, but it was kind of awkward to always be like, how can I fit more Thorn skins into my build? So I'm actually happy that this has been nerfed because I feel like this made building Thorns out kind of unhealthy. So I'm actually really glad that Thorn skin stacking has been fixed. Also means that Caltrop's Tactician is out the window. Thorn's Tactician kind of as a vibe in general is out the window, which I like. Thorn's Tactician and Caltrop's Tactician didn't feel nice that they were so good. So I'm really actually happy to see that, even though it's a nerf to Thorns. It makes me more confident in Warrior being the go-to Thorns and Caltrops build. Maybe Ranger for Caltrops as well, but Warrior definitely for Thorns. Maybe Druid for Thorns, we'll see. That's going to require some testing. For Thorns, the key takeaways are that Smith of Katava is going to be Thorns viable now. Could potentially be the best of Thorns Ascendancy if we can solve some very specific problems, especially armor breaking. I'm going to work on cooking ways to armor break on League start with Smith of Katava. If I can find ways to do that, I think that could be a much more fun League starter than Warbringer. If you can't break armor on Smith of Katava without a million clunk though, then I definitely think that Warbringer is just still going to be Thorns Ascendancy, and that Smith Thorns is going to continue to be bait. All depends on armor breaking. It's the biggest problem we had in 0.3 with Thorns is you are just permanently shoved into Warbringer because it has that armor break, and if you can't get other sources of armor break, every other source of Thorns just sucks. A point against Smith of Katava for Thorns is gonna be the buffs to Brass Dome. Brass Dome was without a doubt the best chest armor you could use for Thorns in 0.3, and it's only been buffed in the way that matters to Thorns. So yeah, I think Brass Dome's still going to be the best Thorns chest, so even if you do League start Smith of Katava, you are going to change to Warbringer or Titan at some point just to be able to use Brass Dome. So don't rely on Smith of Katava for long, but maybe we can League start it. Do I think Druid of Thorns viable? Is fully dependent on information that we don't have yet. So, I don't know. Thornskin stacking has been fixed. That is great to see. It's going to make the build healthier overall. I think that Thorns is going to have a somewhat strong league compared to previous leagues for Thorns. That doesn't mean that I think that Thorns is going to be good this league, but I might actually league start it. I'm still feeling tempted to league start Caltrops, which hasn't really been noticeably touched this patch. It has been touched, and those touches have been nerfs, but I don't think they've been enough to make Trail of Caltrops not worth league starting, so I'm still going to consider that. But the big thing to wait for anything Thorns and Caltrops related is to see what the Druid side of the passive tree looks like. That's really going to determine whether or not we want to league start Thorns or Caltrops, and that's a waiting game. I am bummed by how little details we have. It's going to be really hard for me to make my league start guides. I'm still going to try and make something for all of you. I would still try to make a Trail of Caltrops Titan guide. I will still try to make a Thorns Warbringer guide. I will still try to make a Thorns Smith of Katava guide. I am not going to make a Mana Stacking Thorns guide because that did cross over that top left intersection. Too much is going to change about that. I don't think you should league start Mana Stacking Thorns unless to trust the process of the tree changes, or unless we get more details about the tree time. But for now, I'm saying don't league start Mana Stacking Thorns. Maybe consider it for a second character if the tree looks good for it. The fact that more nodes have been introduced between Infernalist and Warrior, or between Sorcerer and Warrior, Witch and Warrior, between Witch and Warrior, means that we're probably going to be spending more on pathing, and it was already a very point expensive build. But yeah, how do I feel about Incursion? Well, Incursion is basically blueprints with tits and ass. So I love blueprints. I love that. I love Incursion in PoE 1. I think it's going to be a very, very cool league. I do feel like they have committed to way too much in this one league, but I think that that's going to create problems in 0.5 when they can't keep up this pace of releasing so much content. I think this league is going to feel amazing, because fuck, that's a lot of content. I'm excited for this league. I'm definitely going to play it. I'm very sad that rarity hasn't been touched basically at all from what I can see, and movement speed also hasn't been touched nearly enough. But I'm gonna continue to just be a warrior player, even if we don't have any movement. It's whatever. I still just love warrior and that side of the tree and stuff like that. But I still kind of feel like we have a big problem this league of not enough information, and like that is a part of early access as a concept, but I don't feel confident in this league with how little information we have. It could be the most amazing league ever, and it could be completely terrible. There is so much in the dark. We as players are very in the dark. It's going to make it very hard for build creators. I will make a recommendation for anyone out there. Be wary of any build guides, including mine, that focus on that left/top side of the tree. That's where there's going to be the most changes to the tree, and they could potentially break some builds, and we won't know until the league comes out. Creators for that side of the tree are still going to need to and want to create guides. We're all going to do our best, but just know that building that side of the tree as a new inexperienced player is going to be more complicated, because there's going to be so much more unknown. But that does also mean it's going to be so much more fun. I am definitely league starting left/top left side of the tree. I don't know whether I'm going Druid or Warrior, but I'm definitely doing one of the two. I don't know whether I'm doing Caltrops or Thorns, but I'm definitely doing one of the two, and you can expect build guides for as much as I have the time and knowledge to do build guides for. More things to mention: Abyss going core. We don't know how much they're going to change about desecrating. They mentioned that they're removing some omens, but that wasn't in the patch notes. So they might also be removing some desecrations, and that might not be in the patch notes. So there's a lot to find out. I will upgrade any crafting guides I have. I'll upgrade anything I can as I get information, but it's going to take a lot of time. The biggest takeaway from this patch is we don't know enough to have a full takeaway from the patch. So as we get more information, I will make update videos. I hope this has been a great video. Thank you all for watching, and goodbye. Don't worry, stream. I'm not saying goodbye to you yet. I'm just saying goodbye to you. Goodbye, everybody. Remember to like and subscribe and all that shit. Okay, cool. Recording done.